Have a look at Chet Yorton. He is a bodybuilding legend. One of the most incredible physiques for his time. So when did he compete? Well, we will discuss that and much more about this man in just a few short minutes. But first, let us address the elephant in the room. No, not Babar. But the fact that Chet Yorton, he defeated that guy over there. You know who that is? That is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not only that, but he was the very first ever bodybuilder to defeat Arnold Schwarzenegger. So that is a true claim to fame. Now, let's bring up Arnold's record here for just a second. And you can see 1969 at the Olympia, that was his last time ever losing, period. And it was on the Olympia stage, strangely enough, to Sergio Oliva. And then in 1968, Frank Zane beat him at the Universe. And you dig even deeper, 1966. Old 19 Dickety Dick. That is where Chet Yorton defeated Arnold Schwarzenegger. Fresh off the win at the Mr. Europe competition for Arnold. So it was earlier on in his career when Chet Yorton defeated Arnold. And Arnold had a pretty big physique, I have to say. So why did he lose to Chet? Well, turn them around. There's not many pictures of this event, 1966 Universe, but you can clearly see Chet had some massive calves. And this was the event where Arnold, he went up to the judges. What is wrong with my physique? I have the bountiful biceps and the huge pectoral regions. And they told him, your calves are small. You have to train those calves. So he did, of course, but man, oh man, Chet Yorton, what an incredible physique. And what seemed, I don't want to call it meaningless, but just like another victory, I'm sure, at the time to Chet Yorton, turned out to be his greatest accomplishment, considering only 3 men ever defeated Arnold on the bodybuilding stage. Yeah, it's a pretty big accomplishment. And what's funny to me is Chet he kind of looks like the Terminator in this picture. Of course, Chet Yorton had other victories, other meaningful moments aside from just beating Arnold. You can see he had a couple of victories in 64. 1965 didn't do too bad for himself. In 1966, just prior to defeating Arnold, he won the Mr. America competition. And that is where this picture is from. See the guy in the background folding his arms. I think he has a little bit of gynomastia, CCCO, whatever they call it. Little gyno. And then, of course, he hit his peak. He won the NABA Mr. Universe title. Not to be confused with the NABA Pro, because pictured beside him is the NABA Pro 1966 winner, one of my favorite bodybuilders of all time, Paul Winter. Wow. What an incredible physique he had. But I don't know. I think the amateur NABA Universe might have given him a go. If you know what I'm saying, Chet Yorton might have given Paul Winter a run for his money. And then after that, it seemed like Chet Yorton could not win an event. 75, he lost the overall to Boyer Co. and then placed low and then finished off his career with a 3rd place finish. So, interestingly enough, very dominant in the fact that he defeated Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then he could not see to swing a punch. He could not win a victory. But you know what? The best was yet to come. Chet Yorton went on to live a full, rich life. This is him. Obviously, he's no spring chicken. It would have been the 2006 Yorton Cup. So he had his own competition, did some guest posing, and that's pretty cool. Maybe someday I'll do that with the Marks Max Invitational. Huh? Well, maybe not. But yes, Chet Yorton, incredible. So to live a full, rich, long life and still have it. He still had it. I think he was probably almost 70 years old here, I think. Now that is a victory on its own. A bigger victory than defeating a young Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, of course, Chet Yorton, he is no longer with us. He died back in 2020. He was 81 years young. And it's very sad, but it's kind of romantic in a way. His poor wife, his wife of many, many years. They were married for forever. She passed away, sadly, and then Chet, he mysteriously passed away like a week later. So they're back together again. Back together again. Almost brings a tear to your eye. Anyway, Chet Yorton, incredible man. And the funny thing is, me and him share a birthday, June 1st. He was born on June 1st, so was Mark's Max Muscle. But anyway, what an incredible physique. Almost reminiscent of Steve Reeves. Huh? You guys think that he resembles Steve Reeves? Actually, that is where the whole idea came from, to do a video where I compare Steve Reeves to Chet Yorton. But you know what? There's not many pictures that jive, that match up between these two dudes, aside from a couple. Here's one here. You can see Reeves up in the mountains, probably visiting his father, Zeus. He lived up on Mount Olympus, of course. Not to be confused with Olympus Mons. On Mars? I believe so. But yes, you can't say, oh, he's beating him, or Chet Yorton's defeating Steve Reeves because he has bigger wheels, bigger arms. Well, maybe he does. Maybe he does. But the comparisons like this, you can't judge. Obviously, Reeves, 1940s, pretty good pitcher. I think it's him in the gym. I don't think it's from a competition. Could be, though. And you have Chet Yorton. He's at some sort of, I don't know, sort of car show? The body shop? Welcome to the body shop. Come and get what you got. Going to the clubs. Accentuate the club. But yeah, I don't think he's in his best shape either. Pan back. I'll give you what I got, though. Here's a back shot. A straight on back double by of each gentleman. And I would give it to Chet Yorton for sure. And you can't really see the condition, but he probably is in better. And you can see the thick lat insertions. The guy had a pretty good back. So did Reeves. But it's all about evolution. And the funny thing is, people talk, Steve Reeves, and then they go right to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think that, yeah, we'll set Chet Yorton right in between the evolutionary line of Steve Reeves, then Chet Yorton in the center, to Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then, of course, you keep it going. Lee Haney, Dorian Yates, Ronnie King Coleman. Yeah, it stops at me, though, doesn't it? But anyway, this video is about Chet Yorton, a true bodybuilding legend, and the very first ever bodybuilder to defeat Arnold Schwarzenegger on that bodybuilding stage. And I don't want to get into semantics here, and I know some genios, anyway, well, I hope some genios will comment in the comment section below. But Mark's Max Muscle, Arnold lost before this. He did some amateur shows where I'm sure he lost a couple of times, but could we call those actual sanctioned bodybuilding events? I don't think so. Chet Yorton, he stands, to me anyway, the very first ever bodybuilder to defeat Arnold. Only 3. Chet, Zane, Sergio. And yeah, he claimed to be natural as well, I think. So, before you guys comment, he was natural too. Yeah, I've heard that. I've been given the same information you guys have. You can divide it up, make your own decision on it. Have a great one, guys.